Okay, today I'm going to show you how I made this adventure booklet for Sleeping Gods, and I'm giving all of my subscribers, well, anyone who watches this video really, giving it away for free. I normally sell it on my Etsy store, but for you, because you found this amazing video, you get it for free, and I'm going to show you how to make it today right after this. Okay, so today's the first official video that I'm creating that is what I hope to be the future of the channel, which is creating resources and things to upgrade your board game experience. And so I really am giving away this journal today, and for those who doubt my generosity, we can have like a look right here. Here it is, my Etsy store where I sell this very booklet in PDF form, which you'll be able to download for free in the comments below. By all means, share it with your friends, as long as when you share it with your friends, you tell them where you got it from, the bald Aussie guy from Dice Plus on YouTube, and send it to my YouTube channel as well. So yeah, here it is, the printable Sleeping Gods journal, and I'll go through in a bit more detail in a minute, but I just wanted to show you that it is indeed something I sell, and I am giving it away for free. But for the first time ever, I don't even do this on the actual listing. I'll give you an example, albeit a not very good one, on how to actually produce it, go through the process of doing it. If you don't care, if you think you know how to do it, then all you have to do is download it in the description below. There's a Google Drive link below. Just click on that, become available, download it, print it, by all means, enjoy. The reason I create these sorts of things is because I want to create an enhanced experience for particular games. And as I said, this is for the game Sleeping Gods. I actually have, I could show you, I actually have one for Sleeping Gods Distant Skies as well. And my thinking was that this experience, for anyone who's played the game, it's an adventure, and I liked the idea of simulating like a cool adventure journal that you could write a certain note that's going to help, but also by the end of it, it gives you like a keepsake of your particular journey that you had with your friends or whatever, and you've got sort of this keepsake journal of how that went. It's also something you can refer to in future plays, just like you normally would, I guess. If you went on a real adventure, it's like, oh, let's see where we went wrong last time, and use that as a reference. That's why I made it a printable PDF, by the way. So the idea being that you print as many of these as you need for your particular playthroughs. Yeah, why don't we have a look a little bit more detailed about the PDF that's available in the download. Let's go have a look at that now. I'm going to put different versions in the zip file, or at least in the file link that you get, because obviously I'm Australian. Our standard paper format here is A4, and this is what this file here is. It's actually an A4 version of the inside of the booklet. So this is if you want to print the full page type book that you could potentially put in like a display folder or something, or a 2 or 3 ring binder or something like that. If you want to go down that route with just a hole punch, then you can do that with this particular version of the file. But I also have booklet mode, and then also a version for the letter format, which is the US format, for standard format for pages and so on. And then there's a separate file for A4 and letter for the cover, which is in color. But basically the way it works is that, well, again, I'm not going to go into the details of the game. If you've got Sleeping Gods or want it, you'll understand what most of this means. But the locations are marked with numbers on the maps. So you've got the opportunity to write keywords that you get on those particular locations. You can write notes about those locations. I designed these so you can create your own iconography if you wanted to mark something as there's a monster there or something like that, and then general notes down here. Each page has a representation of the map that's, again, supposed to represent someone who's like sketched it out, as if you like, in a cool adventure-esque journal. So there's purposely minimal detail, so you can again write in your own little scribbles and notes, but the location numbers all match up. So I won't go into more detail about what it actually is, because again, it's not that interesting if you don't have the game. But even if you don't have the game, it's a really, really good game that I highly recommend. And so why not download it just in case you ever get it? Hey, it's completely free. Not even asking for an email or anything. Just click on the link, it'll pop right up. I'll just show you what the version of the booklet looks like. A4 booklet. So this is booklet mode. So this has already been set up, so you don't have to do anything in your printer to print as booklet mode. I'll show you the print settings I used on my particular printer to print it. But this is a good opportunity to see what's at the end of the book. You've got the opportunity to tick the quest that you completed, what ending you got, what totems you received. Again, so it becomes like a really nice keepsake that you can hang on to ever to remember the stories of that particular playthrough. If you didn't know, you can play through Sleeping Gods and the sequel multiple times. In fact, it's designed to do that. So yeah, so let's have a look at the settings that you need to print this off. So if you just open up the PDF, we'll go with booklet mode because I think that's the nicest mode because it fits in the box really nicely. It's not that thick at all. It's in fact it's 15 pages by printing on both sides. So it becomes a 30-page booklet, but only 15 pieces of paper printed on both sides. So just open up the PDF, go to print, and then just set it to portrait. Actual size will do. Literally don't have to do anything else. You just got to make sure you're printing on both sides of the paper. And then what I recommend you do, and this is an important step because you don't want to waste ink or paper, just print a couple pages by limiting this to say pages 1 to 4. So theoretically, that's going to print 2 pages back to back. Maybe you got a fancy printer where it auto duplexes, and which means it's auto flipping the paper. I just got a crappy inkjet that costs like 30-40 bucks or something like that. But anyway, just have a practice so that you know that when you've printed something, you know you're flipping it the right direction so that the printout is going to be the right way up on both sides of the paper. So that's all you need to do. You don't have to go in. Don't go in here and do this. I'll show you just as an example. If I go into my page setup here, you don't have to go in here and type booklet or anything like that. Don't do that. That's a whole nother thing. We don't have to worry about that. You just have to work out how you're flipping the paper to print on both sides. Print it like that. So, okay, that's print. I'll print that right now and give you a little bit of a quick montage of my printer printing out, and then we'll move on to the next step on how we actually put it together. Okay, so I now have that printed out. I'm going to go into a montage of how I actually put this together. It's pretty obvious. In fact, I'll start that footage now and I'll just talk over the top of it. So bottom line, what I did, spoiler alert, I make some mistakes in this, but that's okay. It's good to see that. So what I did is I folded all of the pages first individually to get a nice crisp line. So you can see that here. I'll speed up this footage so you don't have to watch me boringly fold 15 pieces of paper plus the cover. Then what I do is obviously insert all those pages in together. Now, cut back to me for a second, Jace. All right, I just want to talk about a few things here before I show you the egregious error that I made. Pretty funny, really, but anyway, it's only paper, right? That's the beauty of a printable book. You can always print off another one. Two things. you'll see the white border on this particular front cover. Again, that's because I've got a cheap $30 printer. If you've got a printer that will do full bleed printing, meaning that it'll print right to the edge of paper, that's ideal. If you don't have that, you don't want the white border, another option, which I've done in the past and looks quite good, is get a green piece of card that's about 300 GSM or so and just print this design on the green card. It darkens the overall image, but it doesn't look too bad. It gives it a bit more of a leathery vibe. In fact, you can buy like leather textured printed paper, which I also recommend. That will get rid of the white border. It's also, a lot of people laminate this. People that have purchased in the past laminate it, which just to give it a bit more, you know, durability, which is, I also think, a good idea. But I just wanted to point out about the cover. You've got options, but if you're not that worried about it, you just want the book experience, and just print it like I did on, I did actually print on slightly thicker card here, just to give it a little bit more of a cover feel. But that's your options as far as the cover. This is the really important part. If you don't have what's called a saddle stitch stapler, it's quite difficult to get the staples in the very end, which I believe that's called saddle stitch, so that the staples are perfectly in the center of the book. Here's a technique using a normal stapler and a eraser on how to actually do that. So you just place the eraser or something soft that the staples, you're happy for the staples to go into, underneath where your staple gun is. Open your staple gun and then press down, and that will put your staple directly through the center, and then you just have to turn it over and use a steel roller. Don't recommend using your fingers, just to push down the tab so that secures that. Now, where you're about to see me go horribly wrong is that you'll know once you fold all the paper in like this, it actually sticks out of the edge because you're forcing the paper out by that much on the end. So your paper actually sticks out, and so to get a clean look, you have to cut that off. Now I thought, I'll be lazy, can't really be bothered, I'm going to cut it with scissors. Not a great idea. So have a look anyway, so you can have a bit of a laugh. It's really hard unless you've got some really good scissors. And I actually ended up making my edges, which you can probably see here, look absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. And that's before I tried to fix it. So I do not recommend that scissor method. The better option is to get a sharp Stanley knife or a what do you call it, scalpel knife. Put a metal ruler, as I did here, and then neatly cut the pages off so you get a clean edge. That's the way to do it. And that's it. That's how you create your printable journal. I guess if I had to mention anything else, that is, you could potentially do it the, I'm not sure what it's called, like spiral binding method, but you need special tools for that. You can go down to your local, I don't know what you have in the US, or we have Officeworks over here, like print shop type thing. They can bind these sorts of things for you. That's an option as well. Or as I said at the start of the video, you could print the full A4 version and just put it in like a binder or something. But again, I like this because you keep it in the game box really easily. So again, download the file. It's completely free here. At least you got it then, yeah? And then if you do have sleeping gods, then this will improve your experience, I'm sure. If you don't, get it anyway, just in case you get it one day. And I hope it really improves your experience playing the game. So if you'd like to see more content creating items like this, let me know. Catch you on the next one, guys. Seriously though, when I cut the paper, like I went, oh, that looks terrible. But then it kind of does have this, gives it a bit more, I don't know, papyrus vibe. That's what I'm going to go with. I'm certainly going to print it again. I'll use it for my next playthrough. In fact, I've technically never finished the game as yet, but you know, maybe one day soon.